So I put together an event for me and a few friends. How it works is pretty simple. You spawn in a poorly made plane. In that plane is a bunch of starter kits. You and the other contestants then jump out of that plane into a zombie-infested city. You then try to survive in that city, collecting loot drops that drop every day and night. After a few days, a helicopter spawns. The first one to that helicopter wins. Now, there are two types of people in this event. The first are the competitors, which do everything I just explained. They also have infinite lives and have basic gear. The second type are the admins. The admins are the ones placing the loot crates every day and night, as well as the helicopter after a few days. The admins also spawn in after they place the helicopter. They only have one life because their goal isn't to get to the helicopter, it's just to slow the competitors as much as possible before dying. They also have slightly better gear. As for who's on whose team, me and Mega Fury or Rylan are on competitors. Rainy Skies and Blast Array are admin. Alright, we gotta get somewhere. As I was parachuting down, Rylan followed me. He tried to land on a building and kill me from a distance. Fortunately, though, I was able to jump off the bridge and make it away. I eventually put a good deal of distance between us and made it to the corner of the map. I then cleared my way through a building and made it to the top. After a few minutes, it started raining. And then lightning scared the shit out of me. A baby zombie then came up the stairs and attacked me. Now you might be wondering what this is. This is the infection status effect. It has a chance to happen when you get hit by a zombie. And after a few minutes of having this effect, you'll die, but you can cure it with golden apple. And just like that, the first crate had been dropped. I had to get over it fast, and this crate could have really good shit. Fortunately for me, there was a glitch with the parachutes to where if you jumped right before you deployed, you would be propelled a few blocks high in the air. And also, fortunately for me, the crate was right next to me. And even more fortunately for me, in the loot crate was the Scar. Now this was one of the best weapons you can get. But I had to get out of there fast, as I had no way of telling when Rylan could show up. I eventually made it back onto the rooftops, where I can only assume Rylan found an empty crate. Once it turned night, I spotted Rylan on an adjacent building. Got the first kill of the server. There was a glitch with the server that made it so zombies could spawn right behind you. This happened to me and forced me to use one of my golden apples. I then spotted Rylan again running through the trees, where I killed him again, but at the same time, the crate had spawned. I had made it from the bottom right corner of the map to the top left, and I had begun clearing a building in search of the loot crate, but inside one of the floors, there was a horde waiting for me. out of the entrance, and I only just realized I was in the wrong corner of the map for the loot drop. I had landed on the windowsill of a building that was close to the loot drop. I had to get to the roof of the building so I could parachute down to the nearby loot crate, but to do that I would have to clear through another building, but this time no cures. If I got bit, it could very well mean death. When I got to the rooftop, I spotted the loot crate, but I also saw Rylan. It turned out he had gotten to the loot crate before me, but thankfully, he forgot to grab armor when jumping out of the spawn area. That meant it would be much easier to kill him. When I got to the loot crate, it turned out it had an RPG inside of it. A few minutes after I got under some cover, Rylan appeared on the rooftop, but thankfully his M4A1 carbine was definitely not suited to long-range combat. After a few minutes, Ryland had somehow parachuted down to the building closest to me without me even noticing. I then parachuted over and looted Ryland's body, as he had cures on him that I would desperately need. Ryland once again parachuted in an attempt to kill me. But just then, in the middle of Ryland's attempt to kill me, the admins had spawned the helicopter and were parachuting in. I immediately rushed to get some cover before the admins arrived. And just a few seconds later, the admins Rainy and Blaster had landed on the rooftop to my left. And if things couldn't get any worse, just a few seconds later, Ryland had landed in the building to my right. But somehow, Blaster had slipped off the rooftop and landed a few blocks below on some vines, so I took my opportunity. Blaster, being an admin, was now out of the game. But this wasn't over yet. I knew I had to get out of here, and fast. These guys then parachuted down to another building. I tried to shoot him down, but I missed. But then, as I was still trying to shoot down these guys, a bunch of zombies climbed up the ladder and attacked me. I made it inside with just 4 hearts to spare. Sending out returning fire, the glitch happened for a bunch of zombies spawned behind me. I was finally, for the moment at least, safe. A few minutes later, while I was on the first floor of the building I took shelter in, I heard someone coming down the ladder. While I was looking for the helicopter, something terrible happened. As I was trying to get through the doors and into a building, I got caught on vines, and rainy skies shot me in the ass. I then re-geared as fast as possible. I then got extremely lucky when I found out the escape helicopter was right behind the spawn area. However, the rooftop that the helicopter was on was covered in zombies, so I had to land at the adjacent building. I'm lagging, okay. While I was on my rooftop, Rylan killed Rainy Skies, and as he was an admin, he was out of the game. Just then, a bunch of zombies started pouring onto my rooftop, so I had to jump off. I had to climb to the top of this building fast as a massive horde of zombies was approaching. But then, the worst thing that ever happened in this event happened. The server started lagging. In fact, the server was so laggy my parachute started sending me up extremely high and Rylan couldn't eat or even move. I decided to sit in an adjacent building while the admins cleared up the zombies to help with the lag. While the admins were finishing up fixing the lag, Rylan decided to try to steal the helicopter. I wasn't able to kill Rylan before he picked up the helicopter and parachuted away with it. I had to find him and kill him before it was too late. Thankfully he was having problems with the helicopter. I had found Rylan and killed him. I had the helicopter but I needed to move locations before starting it up.